My name is Carlos Moleda. I've been involved in triathlons and wheelchair sports for about a little bit over 20 years, almost like 23 years. I was injured in Panama during the invasion of Panama in 1989. I was in the SEAL Team 4 back then. So one day, I'm thinking I was Superman. The next day, I'm in a hospital bed with a bullet in my back and trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do now? You know what I mean? And the doctor said you can't be a SEAL anymore. You can't walk and you can't run. So you have to figure out what you're going to do now with your life. And sports was something that I think it saved my life back then. And with my involvement in sports, and it really made my life, much, much better. I think more good things came out of me being in a chair than before. And then before it was mostly about me, what I want to do, what I was going to do with my life. And after I was injured and my priorities kind of changed, it made me realize that that everything that I did from then on was going to affect somebody else. I was inducted into the Triathlon Hall of Fame, the USA Triathlon. It was a great honor. I mean, I was very, very surprised. It was I am the first paraplegic to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, and it's a big responsibility as well. Because I am a spokesperson for the sport of triathlon and paratriathlon, and in wheelchair sports, it's there for you to use. I use my chair, my racing chair in my hands like as a tool. No, it's not a toy. I use that to really show people that listen, you can do great things with it, and you can be healthy with it, and you can really improve your quality of life. And for someone that life changed really quick, someone that has a traumatic time with disability, it's planning. It's really, I never go out the door I never do anything without a plan. If you don't have something specific that you want to accomplish, you have to have some sort of map to get to where you're going. You know what I mean? And so we're going to be talking about that here during the camp, and I try to stress to the athletes that how important it is that every time you go out the door to do a training session, you know exactly what you want to accomplish that day, exactly what needs to be done, where that piece is going to, fit on the overall plan of your goals. We love sports, we love doing what we do, but that's all there is to the whole picture. You know what I mean? You have your family, you have your job, and all those things come into play when it comes down to sports. And it's very easy for someone that's lost so much to be fixated on something that's bringing them so much happiness, but at the same time, we have a tendency to neglect other parts of our lives. When we get so fixated with something or a sport, that's very important to find balance. So every time there's a chance for me to help in some way or another with a clinic, with a camp, and I do specific camps throughout the year, working with veterans specifically. I work with the Challenge Athletes Foundation, which is a foundation from San Diego, that we have different programs. Some are directly directed toward the kids, specifically. Some are directed to veterans, and I'm one of their spokespersons. So throughout the year, I do between 5 and sometimes even 10 clinics, throughout the country. Make sure they understand that how the need for them to live an active life, because us being in a wheelchair, everything that really ails the able-bodied community, I call it, for us is twofold. Half of our bodies doesn't work right. So if we don't take care of it now, how is it going to be when you're 70, 80 years old in a chair? So that's the mentality that we're trying to really, the seed that we're trying to plant. It's a great tool to be able to have something you can present to someone. Listen, if you get in this bike, it's going to totally change the way you view things. Because it happened to me. I thought I was going to be stuck in this chair for the rest of my life, and that was going to be it. The first time I got into a racing chair, and I was going really fast and downhill on the park, and like, dude, everything's going to be all right. With hand cycling, or any cycling, technique plays a role, but it's not such a big role as something like swimming or golf, or for us, wheelchair racing. Technique is like 95% of the whole thing. It's very easy to be fit on the bike. Bike is fitness. Once you're very fit, the bike fits you well, we go fast. With wheelchair racing, no matter how fit you are and no matter how strong you are, if you don't have good technique, you're not going to go fast. And sometimes it's hard for you to step away from yourself and see what what you look like when you run or when you bike or when you push a racing chair. So what I do is I film them, and I film the problematic areas sometimes. I film the good areas, see, here, this is what you're doing right, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what we need to improve on. Like that, they can see it, how they look, and they can see the problem. Oh, now I understand. Now when you see my arm is going too low or too high, because it's hard for me to tell them without them being able to see it. Oh, your arm is not, following through enough. Oh yes, I am. I can feel it. But unless they can see it, and then it's a huge difference. Programs like this is needed, because you have a lot of people, a lot of young people that either from birth or from a traumatic kind of injury, become disabled. And the more opportunities they have to experience something like this, the earlier they get on with it, the bigger of a difference it will make on their life, not just on the sports.